Welcome to North Carolina Wine TV Food Friday.
Food Friday.
Ooh, we have a theme song brewing in the background. This is the North Carolina Wine Dinner. North Carolina Wine TV Wine Dinner.
Course 2.
Course 2. I'm one of your co-hosts, but he's Kip Bodner.
He's the other co-host, and he's Jeff Cohen. We are here. It is Food Friday. If you look back to last week, we had some scallops and some Riesling, which we gave a thumb down to on the pairing, both good individually, but thumb down to overall. Now, we're going to try yesterday's wine, which was the Silver Coast Winery, Seyval Blanc. Jeff, what did we think about this? Refresh people's memory if you didn't watch yesterday's episode.
That's right.
What did we think?
Well, we gave it a 3-bottle rating, and what we thought was it was really thin and empty right at the initial on your front palate when you first take it. And even though the mid palate and the finish were very interesting, because there was nothing on that front end,
it kind of killed the rating.
It really did. It really did.
And again, just to remind you, we didn't have this wine before reviewing it on yesterday's show, and we've never had food with this wine.
That's right.
So this could suck. The food we're about to have and the wine could suck, or it could be awesome. We're about to figure it out.
And what we're doing in the course of this food pairing dinner is we're cooking things that we like, and we're matching them up with North Carolina wines to see how it is.
It is. And so I'll show off today's Food Friday. It is what I would call a late summer pasta. We got some yellow squash, some garden tomatoes, some zucchini, some basil, and some basically some circular pasta there with a little olive oil, a little Parmesan cheese, spray of truffle oil on top. So very fresh, kind of light pasta dish. Something that you would think would go well with a white wine. Yeah. Now, will it go well with this particular white wine? We're going to have to figure out.
And Kip made this pasta dish.
I did. I constructed it, and we're going to see how it tastes.
Okay. So we'll start with some wine.
Start with a little wine. We'll go a little wine action here on the Food Friday. Got that butterscotch rolling through on that finish.
Yeah.
A little heat coming through. I'm trying. The hard thing about pasta, it's hard to get everything on bite, you know? So we got some earthy flavors from the squash and the truffle oil, a little saltiness from the cheese. How's that going to rock with this wine? I need another bite to the jury's still out. What do you think?
I don't know that it's doing a lot for me.
I don't know that the food is changing the wine at all.
Yeah.
It's bringing a little bit of the fruit out.
I feel like I'm losing the butterscotch.
Gone.
Yeah.
So it's kind of hollow starting out and now hollow to finish. Now there's some tropical fruit in the middle now that wasn't there before. Are you getting that?
Well, the middle has definitely changed.
The middle has definitely changed. Really, I'm getting a lot of pineapple in the middle now. Okay. The basil in the pasta and the oil in the pasta is really bringing out a lot of pineapple in the middle, which I enjoy.
Yeah, I'm starting to see a little bit of that, a little more fruit there in the middle.
But overall,
but it's not a thumbs up pairing.
It's not going to change your life today, huh?
No.
Not something you would seek out to do again.
No, but I'm enjoying the pasta.
Well, I'm glad that you're enjoying the pasta. We're talking with our mouth full because that's what we do on Food Friday.
Well, and what's interesting, if you're somebody who has been to a food pairing dinner and the chef prepares food that go perfectly with those wines, that's the idea of a food pairing dinner. But what we're doing is we're doing our normal Food Friday experimentation where we don't know how it's going to be before we do the show.
And let's keep in mind, guys, I mean, you don't got to pay a whole bunch of money to go to a restaurant and have some fancy chef cook you some food and tell you, here, drink this wine with it. I mean, this wine is $14 retail price, so let's say you're cooking for 8 people and you're having 4 courses. Everybody brings a bottle. That's a reasonable thing to do.
Yeah.
A lot of what we're having today is what we had just on hand.
Right.
You know, the tomatoes and the basil and everything came right outside from the yard. You know, tossed it together with some pasta, which, you know, is very inexpensive, and it's a really nice kind of mid-meal, good conversation, kind of a light pasta dish. In this case, it just didn't particularly work well with this pasta.
With the wine.
With the wine, rather. And I'm trying to figure out what wine I would have really liked to see this with. Would have done very well with the Vermentino that we had from Raffaldini, I think. Could have done really well with the Childress Trio as well.
Yeah, I think it probably so.
Again, another earthy kind of wine would have. A really mineralistic Riesling would have been great. Maybe a Sauvignon Blanc could have really done well here. Is there anything that you would have liked to have this with?
No, but I think something. I think you're right. Something not very fruity. You know, drier's probably better.
On the very dry side of white wine. This is kind of not off dry, but a little sweeter than a dry wine.
And
that makes sense.
And the other thing that we're doing as we're making this meal, you know, playing off what Kip just said, if you have a party and you have people bring wine, the cooking part of this is fun too. We're actually having a progressive meal where we try a course with wine and then we go cook the next course. And yes, we happen to be turning a video camera on, but if you're doing this at home at a party, it's a lot of fun. I'm enjoying cooking. I don't cook that much. Kip enjoys cooking, but probably doesn't cook like this that often either.
No, I think it's a really enjoyable time, and I think that regardless of what's in the bottle, it's about having the opportunity to spend time with people that you enjoy, talking about things, catching up, and I think a meal like this, whether you drink wine from North Carolina or you drink it from anywhere. Now, I think again, my caveat to this is, I think Jeff and I included, you're going to see in next week's episode, don't try a lot of new things, but we're trying to try more new things because if you try more things when it comes to food, when it comes to what you do in daily life, maybe you're more apt to try a wine that you haven't had before. Maybe it's something from North Carolina, or maybe it's a type of grape you haven't had before. Trying new things are awesome. Like, I would be so upset if I didn't have the Vermentino from Raffaldini Vineyards. I would have never sought that wine out.
Right.
But having had that, it was so great that I would be so distraught now to not have had that experience of trying that. And I think seeking new things out gives you the opportunity to do that.
And I will say, in the seeking out new things, I have eaten kangaroo, I have eaten antelope, I've eaten alligator.
Impressive.
And maybe the dog's eaten alligator. I'm not sure. And were any of them fabulous and they've replaced beef or chicken in my diet? Probably not. But it's something to talk about. It's trying different things.
And you never know. You may stumble upon one of those that you do really enjoy. And it may not come with meat. It may come with a special bottle of wine that you would have never tried that you really enjoy now. I think the bottom line is just try new things because variety does make things good.
Yeah.
And I think this has been a successful food and wine Food Friday, just not a good match.
Right.
I'm going to give it probably a thumbs down.
Yeah, I think a thumbs down is a pairing, but, we enjoyed ourselves and we're eating a good meal.
Yeah.
And
until next week.
But before that, over there, you see all those bottles, Twitter, Facebook, RSS, email. You know what to do. We say it every time. Please, thank you for your support. If you're not a fan on Facebook, go ahead and become a fan because there's a lot of stuff that's sort of circling around this Food Friday series that we're doing that might just wind up on Facebook.
And guys, we really appreciate your support and your comments. Telling everybody, those who saw our article in the Winston-Salem Journal, huge shout out to them. Gotten a lot of great feedback and comments from that. Getting a lot of great exposure, but really, we really appreciate people that take time, whether it's just a few minutes out of their week, to check us out and listen to what we have to say about the wine that's being made in North Carolina.
That's right.
And until next week, guys.
Here's to the Old North State.